We started our careers in Delhi in 2006, 2007, where we started the dream of Accops. It all started from here. We did a road show in Bangalore, in Chennai, in Hyderabad, in Mumbai, and finally we are doing it here in Delhi. This is the last road show what we have been doing. So, before I start, one of the important things what I want to tell you is that this is the best thing you have done to come down to the event here, to be ready for the cybersecurity issues which is going to come up. So this is like you doing the best thing to be here to know what is going to happen and what is the crux of Accops fulfilling the commitment to partners. So before I start going through the entire journey, I'm going to talk about the partnership which has been done for a pretty long time. I'm going to talk about the market, the money which has been there for you and the organizations to take. The third thing is the success of Accops. That is, the market is having money to be taken, but what has Accops done to get this success? And the fourth thing is that what is Accops going to do for the partners so that we have a collaboration together as a win-win environment. These are the few things which I'm going to cover. We have, as an organization, built a solution, a completely Make in India solution, which is truly a technology which the world needs. Now, at this moment of time, there is a huge demand of this product in more than 12 countries. Huge demand of this product in the government. Huge demand of the product in the private sector, in an enterprise environment. Small, big, large organizations are looking for Accops. And Accops cannot do the entire run for this implementation by itself. Accops has been a 100% partner-driven organization, and a 100% organization which drives, works with the partner and closes the deal, implements with the partner. So, this is our endeavor to ensure that we can work together, we can actually have a winning combination. And we would like to take you through a journey about what is needed. The first thing is two for a tango is a sentence which says that we cannot dance alone. It has to be a togetherness which has been there, which we are looking forward to grow. The way everyone is aware, Tendulkar is the greatest batsman in the world. But for every single run, what he had to take, he needed one more person running for him. If he has taken more than 10,000, 20,000 runs, more than hundreds, there is always a person who is running for him on the other side. Accops again believes in working together with a partner in a partnership where we run for each other. The same manner, many of the games which has been there, however better you do, you need to trust the partner, and the partner has to take the responsibility of closing the transaction. The way the relays have been played, the baton has to be forwarded. The same manner, the trust which encapsulates both the organization is what we are looking for. Once we do this, we work hard, we have trust, then it is celebration. We have seen celebration with respect to many partners, many organizations, and this is what we try to create a value of synergy. That's about the partnership. The next thing is the opportunity. It's an opportunity to work together. It's an opportunity to actually engage for the customers for what he requires. This opportunity we actually envisaged something like in 2003, 2004. We saw that the TCP protocol, which is not completely geared up for a remote access environment. When we saw the protocol having its own issues, the Accops team worked together to make the protocol more interesting. It made a protocol which is like a torch. You use it anywhere. You use it on the VDI, VDI becomes better. You use it on the VPN, VPN becomes better. You use it on any access, the access becomes better. So this opportunity was identified and it was built, and like every product which has been built by the software team, it requires a gestation period for it to be materialized, used in the production environment. For example, every time a medicine has been created, you see what it solves. A medicine solves a problem of health, but you don't see the side effects of it. If you take a medicine for a pretty long time, you will see that the side effects is going to affect the person. The same manner, every medicine has to go through a long journey of tests and trials before it becomes a vaccine. The same manner, Accops is one of the solutions which had gone through many tests and trials before it has become a truly uncomparable solution for remote access. Now, we were one of the champions who asked organizations the digitalization has to move towards a remote access environment, but banks were not ready for it, enterprises were not ready for it, organizations were not ready for it. Then the COVID happened. The COVID ensured that 95% of the people work from home, and all the organizations who took a POC of Accops previously gave us business, and in 1 year it was 3x business which was done in the time of COVID. Many organizations who did not take Accops solution, they took all the solutions which is there in the market. They had issues with respect to security, they had issues with respect to performance, efficiency, and the holistic environment which is needed, and they had a compromise. We truly believe that the product which has been built by Accops is a holistic solution which addresses the entire gamut of requirements. So the market now comes out with a new requirement emphasizing what Accops had emphasized many years back. One of the points is 66% of the market is going to go into opportunity workers. Now you have employees working for organizations. In future, employees are not going to sign contracts. They're going to say that we will be only contract employee for an organization so that they can work for multiple companies together at the same time. Moonlighting is already happening, and many people are already looking at gig workers for multiple good reasons, because you're not expecting people to come to office anymore. It is an expense when people come to office. So gig workers is increasing by 66%. Then we have 19% of the people who are going to be very adamant, telling that they will not come to office anymore. If you are recruiting people, or if organizations, enterprises are recruiting people, they are going to say that you're not going to come to office anymore. And if any organization forces them to come to office, they are going to resign. So it's going to be approximately 19%. Then after that, technology workers, people who take X amount of work and people who are going to execute it. They want to be the masters of their own work. The technology workers are going to work from home. Sometimes they're going to come down to office. The next thing what is going to happen is the people who are going to be working in the office but also would prefer to work from home sometimes when the work permits. There are multiple reasons for that, and hybrid working is compulsory. How do you have a seamless environment? That is, when a person is sitting in office, you should enable them to have logins which is seamless. At the same time, how do you enable the same person going to home is working from his own firewall? He doesn't go through a lot of security norms. The technology should be seamless to understand that the person is working at home and should enable all the securities. At the same time, when it comes to office, again the technology should change. This is what has been requested by organizations. What happens in India? India is not going to follow what is happening in the whole world. India is going to move faster than ever, making work from home a very important norm. It has been told that only like 38% of the market is going to go into work from home. Now, you need to understand that when you say work from home, that you need to provide a very secure connection because you're working without a firewall. At the same time, you need to give an agile connection. For example, a person is working in office, he is having a good speed. When a person is working at home, the 6 hours work should not end up taking 8 hours. So that is very important. As technology providers, we have to ensure security, we have to ensure efficiency, and we also have to ensure that when a person is working from home, the HR is aware that this gentleman is working from home, he is not working from office. So those differentiations, everything should be there. So in this manner, India is going to go very fast. It is going to adopt this technology, and organizations are not going to be happy with the default technology because the default technology was not designed for work from home. There are going to be security issues, there are going to be compromises, there are going to be hacks, there are going to be weaponization of illegal environments. So for example, if an organization is not going to have a strong environment with respect to IT, some hacker is going to use that environment to hit some other organization. For example, if there is a culprit who is going to take someone's scooter and he is going to attack someone else, the person whose scooter is that, the police is going to catch them. So any network which is going to be not upgraded to the best level of security is going to be misused by these culprits to attack someone else, and organizations are going to fall under the radar of the government. So, is the COVID gone? Is the COVID is going to be the normal? So, it is going to be that we are going to live with the COVID. The COVID is a new normal. So, basically 2 years is over, people are not going to go back to office the way it is going to be there. That's why there are a lot of disruptions which is going to happen. The mobile technology is going to increase. People having a paranoia of using a Chinese device is going to increase. The world market, which is going to be very cautious because of the war which is happening, is going to increase. If you look at the Ukraine war with Russia, there are more than 20 lakh people who have been displaced from Ukraine and they have to do their lively working. So what they do? They are actually doing remote access. Companies like Accops, freelancers are having more than 59 lakh million users. That means that there are organizations which is going to come, which is going to interface between enterprises and the end user, so that the end user actually can work from any remote location. At the same time, he can be free from any of the attacks. Disruptions in technology, disruptions in understanding, disruptions in thought process is going to be much faster than earlier. So there are more challenges, there are more attacks. 6 trillion worth money was lost because of all these attacks. You can see all these attacks which has been there. And this is going to fuel a new wave that you need to have remote access, which is not a luxury, a remote access which is going to drive business. That's the reason after the COVID, now many of the CIOs have to report to the business, not to the CFO for the expenses. If you look at 90% of the people, they want to know from where they are working. Now, let's consider a person who is working in Delhi. He has to be in and around their office. He cannot stay very far because he has to travel good amount of time. He will get frustrated if he is going to travel 3 hours to come to Delhi and 3 hours to go back. So he will end up staying nearby. So Mumbai was one of the cities which had trains which can carry a person for 150 kilometers. They used to travel 150 kilometers. So Mumbai had a visibility of people working in a circle of 150, but that was maximum. If you look at Bangalore, if you look at any other place, people used to stay around that particular area. But in the COVID situation, we understood that people actually can stay anywhere. So we have an employee working from Ahmedabad, we have an employee working from Kashmir, we have an employee working from Kanyakumari. So basically what happens is that the COVID has made it possible that anyone can work from anywhere. That means that HR is changing their policies. They don't need to be there in the office. So 90% of people can actually work from anywhere, and they also can work when they want to work. For example, a marketing executive or a marketing team would like to work at 5 o'clock in the morning. I met a gentleman yesterday who told that he loves to work at 5 o'clock in the morning, but the office is not open at 5 o'clock. Now there is a software developer who wants to work at 2 o'clock in the night. We have an organization which is in South, they start working at 2 o'clock in the night. But this was not possible earlier. A software developer has to come, tag, secure his environment, come to office should have security. If ladies are there, they have to ensure that the office is open with all the norms and everything. But with the COVID situation happening, with the remote access happening, people can actually work from any time when they want and how they want to work. Now, for example, if I go to an office or anyone comes to an office, there's a team, there's a group, there is a mechanism in which it happens, and all that is there. Now, someone wants to work being the owner of that particular work. How he wants to work? He wants to go to a village and he wants to work. He wants to go to a market and understand how the work happens. So he wants to go to the customer place and sit there and work. So how a person wants to work is also going to change. This is a slide which talks about people would like to innovate in which how they want to work. The IT expenditure in the whole world has increased. Earlier it was X amount, it has increased phenomenally. If you look at the Indian government expenses for this year, it has increased by 9.2%, 9.2 to 9.4%. This is a phenomenal amount of increase in expense with the Indian government. The same manner, IT is being spent in a different direction altogether for business enablement. Every enterprise is looking at IT not to secure their environment, not to just run the entire thing seamlessly, but also to ensure to drive business. So, if you are getting into a business, it's very important whether the need is there, very important if the budget is there, very important is it important. So all these slides talk about why these technologies are important for the enterprise enablement of business. At the same time, you can see that these facts which is coming from Gartner and other organizations say that the requirement of the products which has been sold by Accops is growing phenomenally. Now, the most important slide, if I'm asking you to invest in Accops, if I'm asking you to sell Accops solution, if I'm asking you to build skill sets on Accops, this is the reason. 25,000 crore worth business is possible in India itself. The market is opened up. Whatever we imagined, whatever we thought is a reality now. We are one of the organizations which had a lead of almost like 10 years to 15 years to build a solution, and we have the perfect solution to fulfill this market. 25,000 crores is the worth of money which is there on the market now. Now, what people ultimately want to work from anywhere, at the same time it is secure and seamless. Now, the word seamless is something like if you can do 8 hours of work in 6 hours of time, if you can actually ensure that it is passwordless, no hindrance, time taken to that application is very less. I have seen one organization, fantastic organization, very heavy on security, but the time taken for the person to log in was almost like 10-15 minutes. So he has to take huge amount of time, try to log in, take a coffee and come back. So he is not going to log in every now and then when it requires. So it is a requirement of user behavior also to be very interesting to see that people are able to log in whenever they want. I'm going to run through this. First I told you about the partnership, second I told you about the market requirements. The third thing which is there is the challenges which is going to come. Every person has taken any VPN they wanted to enable VPN connection from home. Every organization has taken the most cost-effective VPN or whoever is providing the VPN and fulfill their requirements. And all these problems are going to be there for them. We have seen, we have tried, we have told people that it is dangerous to take any solution and run it for your production environment. But if that is the way the organizations are going to go through, as long as luck is with them, they will be comfortable. That day luck runs out, there will be a compromise. So if you see all the business challenges here, these are the requirements which is coming up in the market.